Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. Good to see you. Hello, Coach's Corner community. Listen, we have a lot of people that are on here is traveling in Midvale, Utah, and we want to say safe travels to you. We're gonna spend a couple of days at the corporate headquarters, loving on people, having a good time. So hope everybody is doing good. But I tell you where we're going to be Monday through Friday, right here on the Coach's Corner. We're going to kick it off. I appreciate you guys so much. And the word for today is boundaries. And it's kind of a tough word for Melissa because her boundaries is right, like she's so close to Andrew Jackson. Hey, Melissa, I hope Andrew's not getting into your boundaries over there. Okay. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what made me think of that, but anyway, boundaries. A line that marks the limits of an area, a divided line. So, come across this quote by Mandy Hale. It is necessary and even vital to set standards for your life and the people you allow in it. It's essential. It's necessary. It's vital. Who are you allowing in your life right now? Right? Immediately when I read this quote, I have went through I'm reflecting on myself this morning. I hope you do the same. I've went through pivotal points in my life, my adult life, and even when I was growing up, that I can remember growing up and being around the wrong crowd. Maybe it was the right time of my life, man. I'm in my 16, 17, 18-year-old stage version, right? And I'm playing sports and I'm thriving, but I found myself letting my boundaries not be divided and letting in and surrounding myself with people that maybe, and I'm not blaming them because I had as much to do with it, but stepped me off into an area that I didn't necessarily want to go down. Anybody vulnerable enough to admit that this morning? Yeah. And then I get to an adult, and I've had so many times in my adult life where I'm in business, I'm a coach or I'm a principal, and I'm going in a path, man. I put my feet on the floor in the morning and I'm excited about where I'm headed, but maybe I've surrounded myself with the naysayers or the negative or the people that don't want to see me or are scared of where I'm going, right? Maybe they don't even know that they're intruding my boundaries and really holding me back. I don't know if you can relate to that. I'm sure you can. And so it's going back to this quote of Mandy Hale. It says it's necessary and even vital to set standards for your life and the people you allow in it. And so this morning, my part is really simple. We got to set those personal boundaries. And it's important for our mental well-being. Have you ever got ready to do something like you're excited? I'm going to use your profession for an example. Like I'm here at the corporate headquarters in Utah at our company. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the people coming in. But what if I was surrounding myself with 3 or 4 people that were just hammering me with negativity, hammering me with why we shouldn't do, hammering me with all this stuff? Could it sink me down? Could I get a little lower? Absolutely. So I employ I just, it's a call out to you this morning. Whatever you're wanting to thrive at right now, maybe it's your business, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a change of career paths, maybe it's your health. Surround yourself with people that are going to help you get to where you want to go and establish boundaries. And sometimes it's not that you got to walk away and you got to not love them, but sometimes you got to set those boundaries and go, you know what, this person can't come into this line right now in my life because of where I want to go. And I know they'll hold me back. That's my message this morning. There's all kinds of boundaries: emotional, physical, sexual, workplace. What's up, Tracy? He's in my boundary. Get out of here. You can come here. You got something to say to everybody? Listen, this guy, this guy I've known for like just a few years, but you get around him, it feels like you've known him your whole life.
It's that painful.
It's that painful. He wears on you. No, I appreciate you. And he's somebody that I've like let in because he's on a mission to grow. He's on a mission to go. He's on a mission to do something, right? That's who I want to surround myself with. And so whether it's emotional, physical, sexual, workplace, I'm going to leave you with this. I want to touch on two: emotional and workplace. Emotional, protecting our own emotional well-being. I think this is what the Coach's Corner does. Not because of things I'm doing, but things that we're all coming together for. You know, I look across, I see Ashley Paulson, I see Starlin Jones, I see Wanda Vines, I see Andrew and Melissa on the road, Hill and Diane, Arlene and Enid, and I could go on and on. I'm missing all of you, John Frick. But here's my point. You're all coming in here this morning and we're protecting our emotional state every day as we start the day. I really believe that. And the other is workplace, protecting our ability to do work without interference or drama. It's hard to do work for all the drama and the gossip. Would you agree with that? Draw a line in the sand this morning. I'm talking to myself. Draw a line. Be grateful for what we got. Go after what we want and stay away from drama. Draw a line and put a border around you for that drama. Want to keep it out because it does nothing but hold us back from our dreams and goals. All right, Andrew Rosser, I'll turn it to you.
Thank you, Coach. So this one, this kind of came up. I was actually having a conversation last night, and boundaries just kept coming up and coming up in the conversation. I thought, goodness gracious, the lesson I'm hearing right now is I need to do some homework around boundaries. So super excited to be doing this with you guys this morning. So thank you. And the quotes that I found was, your boundary is only a problem for those who don't know how to respect you. And have you ever set a boundary with someone and then they just push right up against it, push right up against it, push right up against it? And you can almost feel guilty. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry that I made this boundary. But really, the apologies probably should be coming, not even probably, from the other side. So boundaries, if somebody throws a fit because you set a boundary, it just is more evidence that the boundary was needed. And I just keep thinking about some different things going on in my life, and I'm going to be a little bit more firm with my boundaries. And why? Because healthy boundaries can help people identify who they are. They can help people indicate what they will and will not hold themselves responsible for. And knowing how to set boundaries is one of the most essential yet overlooked social skills. This is something that, well, I'll tell you, you know who's really good at setting boundaries? My 16-year-old daughter. I love it. It's fantastic. With everybody else but mom, right? Sometimes I want to kind of push right through some of them, but I love how strong her boundaries are with, her friends and boys. And keep it up, young lady. But I'm not necessarily the best. So what I looked at today is how to set boundaries. And, boundaries are really rooted in communication. And another quote that I found was from Brene Brown. And she said, clear is kind, unclear is unkind. So if I'm wishy-washy in my boundaries, or I don't really tell you, but then I'm offended when you cross it, that's on me, right? I'm not being clear. I'm not putting my boundary out there. And then I'm creating the problem in our relationship. But if I'm very clear and you cross it, well, then it's on you, right? But if you want to reclaim your energy, your time, your power, setting boundaries is absolutely crucial. So here are just some very, very basic ways. This will be quick, because I'm in the middle of a group. But anyway, so very basic ways to learn how to set boundaries is, first of all, define your limits. So just example for me, I love humans. I love a good, gentle side hug, right? I'm a this kind of hugger. And if somebody comes in and presses all up in me, I know that that makes me feel uncomfortable. So I need to work on seeing what that boundary is for me and setting it lovingly with the people in my life. Next, openly, which is what I just said, openly communicate the boundaries. Coach just jumped off. He didn't like my boundaries. Openly communicate your boundaries to the people in your life. So if I know that, Susan Sailing is going to call me every day, but Susan never calls me. I'm so sad. But let's pretend that Susan calls me every single day at like 5 in the morning. And I'm like, Susan, I so want to hear from you, but I don't get up till 5:15. Well, I need to be clear and say, sweet lady, can you call me at 5:16 so that, or maybe it's 5:17 so my teeth can be brushed before we talk, and then we can move on with our day. But just be very clear and open and communicate. And next, remind people if it's needed. And I'll tell you, I can be so guilty of this. I'll set a boundary and I'll tell you one time, and I'll probably tell it in a little weak way. Right? It might be a little wishy-washy, so I'm going to work on that. But if you cross it, then there a lot of times one of two things will happen. We'll completely cut that person out, right? Oh, they don't respect me. Or we'll just let that boundary be kind of stepped on. And this just let us know and reminded me that, I don't learn anything the first time around. I'm not a young dog, right? So I have to be reminded sometimes. And why would I not give the people in my life the same amount of grace? So remind people if needed, but absolutely stick to that boundary. And then lastly, don't be afraid to say no. So raise of hands, maybe. Does anybody out there, anybody else a people pleaser? I'm a people pleaser. I want every human on this planet to be happy with me. Every single one. I want every person on this planet to think I'm helpful and I'm kind. But you know what? I can't always do that if I'm going to have appropriate boundaries. Sometimes I've got to learn to say no. So I think that Coach might be on there. Were you bringing Tracy over? He's not even listening. He's not even here anymore. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for today. Okay, he's back. Love you guys. Happy Monday. Look forward to seeing you all week.
You got anything you want to say?
Hey, all I want to say is I resisted and respected your boundaries, Andrea, because I wanted to come up and hug you so bad when you said that.
Now
But
everybody's
it would have been a side hug. I'm confident of that.
Yeah, I was going to be the one that was not respecting boundaries, but I felt that was just wrong. So
everybody's going to be scared to hug you now. Hey guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Happy Monday. We'll be here all week with this comedy show, so come on back. We'll have Tracy doing stand-up comedy tomorrow.
Love you
It'll be
guys.
legendary.
I appreciate
Okay, that's
all your
fine.
hugs.
Love you guys.
Happy
Love
Monday.
you guys.